Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be doing a story time video because I asked you guys a while ago if you wanted to see that, and 86% of you, I think about 86% of you voted that you would like me to do a story time video. And so the story I'm going to be telling today is how I destroyed my iPhone in a fire pit. I mentioned this story in the Q&A briefly a couple weeks ago. And so I figured you guys would probably want to hear that story because I was getting some comments on that video asking me about that story. And so I figured I would tell it today. So this happened in April of 2019. Basically, I was hanging out with a few of my friends. I had like 5 or 6 or 7 of my friends over. And so we were like in my backyard at my fire pit, and it was kind of just what we did back then. We would all just hang around out at my fire pit and roast hot dogs and marshmallows and whatnot. Anyway, so we were all hanging out, and I had my phone, and I was like, I had gone on it to show somebody a picture or something, and then we had got into some other conversation, and I had just put my phone down on my lap, and I completely forgot about it. So we're doing whatever. We're just eating, talking, all that sort of stuff, hanging out. And then all of a sudden, the fire, I guess, decided that it wanted to ruin my day. And the wood that was burning in the fire decided to pop because of the heat, right? And so it launched this giant explosion of hot wood chunks out of the fire. And of course, 3 of them landed on my lap. And keep in mind, I had my phone sitting on my lap, right? Because I was going to show somebody a picture or a video or something like that. And so it's sitting on my lap. And so my natural reaction when there's, hot burning wood on me is to get up and get it off of me, which of course I did. And I had completely forgot that my iPhone was sitting on my lap. And of course, when I stood up, the iPhone launched directly into the fire. And for a second, I was just like, what? I just didn't think anything of it. I just saw this glowing screen in the fire, and I was like, doesn't look right. I was like, oh. And so my brand new iPhone 8 had just got absolutely launched straight into the fire pit. So all my friends were like, oh my god, we gotta get it out, let's go. And so 2 of my friends go and get cups of water, because I have a pond in my backyard sitting right beside my fire pit. And so a couple of my friends dump out their drinks and grab some water and throw it into the fire to try to cool it down, obviously. But at this point, my phone's been in there for 10 seconds, so it's cooked. But we're trying our hardest. And so we're trying to dump water on the thing and everything, and then I get the bright idea, and I'm like, okay, this isn't working. I'm gonna just reach in and grab it. So I reach my hand in the fire, and I touch my phone for a second, and then the heat is just way too much, and I just pull my hand right back out. And so my phone's in there, the case is melting off of it, it's all over, it's everywhere, it's all over the phone screen, it's just everywhere, man. It sucks. And then I reach in with my hand like an idiot, and so now my fingertips are all burnt. Anyway, so we keep trying to get the phone out. My friends keep dumping water and stuff on it, and then my boy Dylan gets the bright idea to get a piece of rebar. We have a piece of rebar in my backyard that we use as a fire poker, and so he manages to reach underneath the fire pit and pull my phone out from underneath. And so he actually gets it out, and the case is completely just melted, it's almost stuck to the phone. And so we pour just water and stuff on the phone, because I mean the phone is cooked, right? It's not gonna there's chance maybe we could save it, we think, at this point, because it's only been in there for 30 seconds. But I mean 30 seconds in I don't know, 500 degrees Celsius heat is not exactly an ideal environment for an iPhone. Anyway, so we get it out, pour some water and stuff on it. So by this time the phone is cooled down, and so we peel the case off of it. The back of the phone, I can't really describe to you what the scene was on the back of the phone, but it was I don't know, I had a space gray iPhone 8, and the back of the phone was just because they had a glass back on them, it was all cracked, but it wasn't cracked. It was just I guess it was cracked, but then the heat of the fire had melted the glass back down. So it's just this weird looking effect. I'll see if I can find a picture of the phone and put it up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Anyways, spoiler alert, the phone did not work. It did not want to turn back on. I didn't dare to charge it because, I mean, obviously it's got a lithium ion battery in it, and it's just been in a fire. I think I actually kept it outside overnight because I was worried that it was going to blow up. And so left it outside. went back to it the next day, and then I was like, oh my god, like the front of the phone though, like the screen side actually looked completely fine. Like it looked completely normal. But the back of the phone, like I said, was like this melted glass sort of look. Like it was weird. Anyway, so and I had burnt fingers and I had to work the next day, and so I obviously I called into work and I was like, yeah, like guys, kind of burnt my fingertips last night. I don't think I can come into work today. And then later in the week, I'm like, okay, well, you never know. Like maybe somebody can repair this thing. Like it probably needs a new battery, a new screen, like all this sort of stuff. So I'm gonna take it in. This is phone repair company. I've had some other iPhones of mine repaired there, like ones that I have thrown in a rip. Anyway, it's fine. If you guys want my other iPhone destruction stories, I can tell them in another video. But anyway, so I bring it to this phone repair place that I've been to before, and I was like, hey, so I got this phone, and they're like, well, what's wrong with it? And I was like, well, it went in a fire pit. And the guy's like, what? He's like, I've heard of people dropping their phones and putting them in water and like all this stuff, but what I've never heard of is somebody putting their phone into a fire pit. I was like, yeah, I guess I don't know, I guess I'm the first. And he's like, yeah, you are. I don't think there's going to be anything we can do for it. And I was like, yeah, I kind of figured, but I figured, I might as well come and check anyways. So the long and the short of it is basically I had the phone for I think 8 months at the time of this happening, and I had a 2-year contract. So basically I had 16 months left on my 16 months left on my contract, but I had no phone. And so I had to resort to using my old iPhone 6, which was pretty clapped. It definitely wasn't in great condition. The battery would last maybe 4 hours off of a full charge, so a bit less than ideal. And my other, I have another iPhone, but its battery lasts literally 20 minutes. So anyway, so I had to use this iPhone 6 for 8 months or something like that. And then I had been taking it to work at construction with me, and I had been keeping it just in my pocket on me, in case somebody called me or whatever, and I had to answer. I didn't like leaving it, wherever, and then having to go back and answer all my messages and whatnot. So it filled up with water and dirt in the charging port, because I was obviously outside a lot of the time, and there's a lot of the time where it was completely soaking wet. And anyway, so the phone eventually stopped being able to charge. The charger would not go into the phone properly enough to charge it. And so I was like, okay, well, I should be able to solve this. And so I grabbed a toothpick. I started scraping out the inside of the charging port. And of course, given my luck with phones, of course, the toothpick apparently loosened the charging port to the point where the charger would go in, but the contacts were too far away to actually make contact with the charging cable. And so this phone got completely cooked too. It did not work. It did not charge. I could not get it to charge. And I was like, oh my god. And plus, the battery's dying and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And at this point, I'm making pretty good money doing construction. And so I was like, all right, you know what? This phone is going to last me another 2 hours today. I better go and get a new phone. And so later that day, I went down and talked to this dude at Walmart, and I got an iPhone XR. And I, of course, couldn't just do that. I had to pay out my old phone contract, my old iPhone 8 phone contract, the burnt phone. And that was $450 or something. So I had to pay $450 to get out of a contract for a phone that I didn't actually have use of, or even really have at this point. And thankfully, nothing has really gone wrong with my iPhone XR. So let's hope that my luck stays good. But I always, when I'm sitting around the fire pit now, I keep my phone in my pocket, and I make sure that if I take it out, I put it back into my pocket, because I'm not trying to burn my phone or my fingers again like that. So anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much it for the story and for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, let me know in the comments, please. I would like to know if you guys would want to see these more often, maybe, I don't know, maybe once a week or something like that, or more if you guys want. Whatever you guys want, I will do. So anyway, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below. Let me know if you want to see these videos more. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. And until then, take care. Peace!